sound is really good. Probably still one of the best sounding V8s. However, you can only get this feature on the GT trim. So stick around to find out if the 2022 HEMI GT can still compete in 2024. Today, we're hitting the pavement and tackling some off-road trails to see if this Rebel really lives up to its name. Spoiler alert, it's going to get dirty. Let's roll. Let's step inside and have a look on the interior before we get on the trail. Ram 1500 Rebel GT, a truck that promises to deliver power, luxury, and off-road capability all in one beefy package. And inside, it is not your typical bare-bones off-roader. Ram didn't skimp on the luxury here. The interior gives you a luxury feel you would only find in luxury brands, and you get this in this truck. First, let's talk about what the Rebel GT brings to the table for daily driving. So under the hood, we've got a 5.7 liter HEMI V8 with e-torque, pumping out 395 horsepower and 410 pounds of torque. Paired with the smooth 8-speed automatic transmission, this thing isn't just a brute. It feels solid and well built. No rattling noises or cheap plastics, unlike some of its competitors. You know what I'm talking about, Ford. The start-stop system is probably one of the best, if not the best in the industry. Due to its e-torque magic, it is unbelievably quick to respond and gives remarkable sound thanks to its exhaust valves doing its job. Let's demonstrate. I will be removing my foot off the brakes and you will hear how quickly it starts back up. Alright, let's talk about what makes the GT package special. If you're comparing this to the standard Rebel, the GT package adds a few more key upgrades designed to boost both style and functionality. First off, you got the GT badging on the outside, but the upgrades go beyond looks. The GT package gives you a performance exhaust system for a throatier growl, a performance intake for better inflow, paddle shifters which are kind of rare in the truck world, center column gear shifter, same as you'd find in the TRX, metal accents on the pedals for a sportier look, and leather bucket seats with suede inserts and extra bolstering that holds you in place whether you're cornering on-road or bouncing off-road. You also get a lot of tech upgrades as standard. So on the performance dashboard, you have a bunch of timers here for drag, axle, and braking, a bunch of gauges, coolant temp, oil pressure, battery, intake, trans temp. We have dyno and engine, G-force, and vehicle dynamics. But here's the thing. While the GT package makes the Rebel look and sound more aggressive, it doesn't actually give you a bump in the actual performance. The 5.7 liter HEMI V8 is the same as the standard Rebel, with no extra horsepower or torque. However, on a positive note, most of us don't need the extra power in the truck and will be satisfied with the standard HEMI. And while the suspension is lightly tuned for off-road fun, I'd love to see an option for an even more aggressive setup. Now, don't get me wrong, the GT package is a nice upgrade, but if you were hoping for more power or significantly better off-road performance, you might be a little disappointed. But what's it like to live with the GT Rebel on a day-to-day basis? Honestly, it's a mixed bag, but mostly in a good way. Let's start with the size. At just over 232 inches long, this truck is big. Maneuvering its tight parking lots can be tricky, but the surrounding view cameras and parking sensors definitely help. Now let's talk about the fuel economy. So in the real world use, I've been getting closer to 16 miles per gallon combined, or 15.5 liters per 100 kilometers. It's not exactly wallet friendly, but hey, that's the price you pay for a HEMI power and the sound of that V8. Now how's the reliability for this truck? The HEMI V8 is a proven engine and Ram has made huge strides in quality over the years. However, like any modern truck, the advanced tech could mean costly repairs down the line. Now that's something to keep in mind if you are planning to keep this beast long term. This particular truck has put over 30,000 kilometers without a single visit to the mechanic, which is a very good sign. Alright, now we'll see how this truck handles off-road, shall we? This is the Ram's transfer case. We are currently in two-wheel drive. I will be switching it to four-wheel drive as we are going off-roading. There is also a feature for the rear axle lock as well. Alright, now let's see how this thing handles when it gets rough. Parking brake was on. Sorry, I thought that was the brakes. So the Ram offers 1-inch lifts with DuraTrack tires, which are really good for off-roading and great handling. Ram is replacing their V8 engines with turbocharged engines, which is unfortunate as the V8 lovers won't be able to get that anymore. As you can see, the Ram handles the bumps very smoothly. Wow, look at that tree hanging over. It's a beautiful trail here, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to make it past all these trees. It looks pretty beat up. That was a little scary. We wouldn't have much clearance there. So we have a tree here. We will try and go around it. Hopefully we don't damage the car. It seems like we have cleared it. We have a few big puddles here. That was a branch somewhere. I think you should stop because you're going to damage your truck. So this Rebel can tow up to 12,000 pounds when it's properly equipped. But this truck is suited for more lighter and occasional towing rather than actual towing. So now we have a hill here. The trail has gotten a little more wider, which is better for us. We have a little puddle here. So the V8 is better on flat roads, so that's why when you do take it up steep hills, it is a little inadequate. On upward hills, you do have to hurry it up a little bit just so you don't get stuck. And we made it through the trail. So we found this little road up here. We'll see if it's worth going up it or not. Yeah, we can't get through this. It seems like a bike trail. So far, I am enjoying this truck. When off-roading this truck, it does handle greatly, but the suspension is a little on the stiffer side. If you don't mind that, then it's fine. So this small off-road was very fun, but now unfortunately we do have to talk about pricing. In the US it starts around $60,000 and for Canadians it's $75,000. This is a lot of money for this truck, and in my books it's not that affordable anymore. But on the good side, you do get the luxury and the sportiness. I did enjoy the little off-road course we did, but unfortunately the price is just a little too much for me. However, if you can afford the truck, and you like the off-roading capabilities and the luxury, then I think it's a great choice. The Ram 1500 Rebel GT brings a lot of style and some cool upgrades to the table, but it doesn't reinvent the wheel. Alright, before we wrap things up, let's break down the 2022 Ram 1500 Rebel GT using our 0 to 5 rating system, where 5 is the best and 0 is crap. First, for fuel economy. In real-life scenarios, at 15 miles per gallon city and 18 miles per gallon on the highway, Canadian it's 16 liters per 100 kilometers and 13 liters per 100 kilometers, the Rebel GT isn't breaking any records here. It's a thirsty truck, especially when equipped with the legendary HEMI V8. I'm giving it a 3 out of 5 for fuel economy. It's what you'd expect from a truck like this, but it's definitely not a strength. Second would be reliability. So the HEMI V8 is a tried and true engine, and Ram has improved quality over the few years. However, the complexity of the e-torque system and tech might lead to costly repairs in the future. I'll give a solid 4 out of 5 based on its history. Number 3 would be towing. So when stacking up against its competitors in a half-ton segment, this off-road capable truck with this V8 engine is at the top of its group. I am rating this truck a 4 out of 5 as it is rated over 12,000 pounds on paper, but I would not tow that much. Number 4 would be price. It is on the pricier side, so I would give it a 3 out of 5 for affordability. Number 5 would be styling. The Rebel GT is a head turner and still relevant in 2024. I mean, look at her. I would give this one a 4 out of 5. Number 6 would be capability as a daily driver. As a daily driver, the Rebel GT is comfortable and versatile, but its size and fuel economy might make city driving seem a bit of a chore. But the rambunctious sound from the exhaust makes up for it. I would give this a 4 out of 5. Now for the overall score, 22 out of 30. Now we're on the road and the truck feels great. Now what do you think about the overall score? Do you think this truck deserves a 22 out of 30? Would you buy this Ram over its competitors like Ford or GMC? In the end, the Rebel GT brings bold looks, a plush interior, and that iconic HEMI exhaust note. This truck is perfect for off-road enthusiasts who don't mind paying a little extra at the pump. But what do you think? Is this truck right for you, or would you consider something else? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more upcoming adventures.